Good morning, coffee beans. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. I woke up this morning. I wasn't feeling real good. My old joints were really kicking me in the tender bits, and I was not going to stream. I was not. And I got up, and this first story that we're going to go right into it, we're going to get right to the meat and taters today. We ain't even going to play around. And I saw this, and I was like, oh yeah, we going live. We going to talk about this. 100%. We're fixing to have a conversation about all this. So news broke last night that everyone's favorite false copyright strike filer, QuantumTV, was arrested on April 14th, 2023. Now, there's some confliction, I guess, is a way of putting it, on what happened or what he was actually arrested for. This Rambo Tweety 1 is saying that he was arrested for domestic violence, okay? However, Chris the Narc is saying that after verification, he was arrested under Code Statute Section 914.221, tampering with a witness, okay? Drama Alert says he was also arrested for tampering with a witness. However, is this the one here? Come on down here. Yeah. Rambo Tweety puts this state of Florida. It is a felony. This says here, it says arrested details, first degree felony, 914.22, obstructing justice, hindering with communication info. Okay. So that's, so yeah, I guess it says here he's hindering with communication information to Leo, which is law enforcement officer, judge, felony first, and this says domestic violence. So something tells me that if I'm reading this right, and I'm not a lawyer and I'm not, anything of that nature, right? But, it sounds like to me that he probably got into some sort of domestic altercation with either like his spouse or another family member, right? It doesn't, domestic does not have to be necessarily with a wife. Domestic can be like anybody that lives in the domicile. So it could be like a mother or a father or mother-in-law, father-in-law, something like it. Anybody who lives in the shares a domicile, right? People I know automatically say, oh, it's a wife. Well, it could be. We do know that he is married. So it very well could have been his wife. Who knows? But it sounds like to me, whatever it was that he was trying to, because of these charges, he was trying to prevent the person from contact law enforcement about it, or what have you. That was it was his gay lover, Tommy says. Well, you know what, Tommy, you may very well be right, my man. It could very well be that's exactly what it was. It may be his gay lover. I don't know. He's out on a $500 bond. Most of the time, when that $500 bond, you usually just have to pay 10% cash, which if you see up here, it says amount due $50. So he probably paid out $50 bond and has been released. So my thoughts on this. I don't think it's a shocker. I don't think it's a stretch to say, because of the way he reacted back in the day with the whole Act Man, the Nerdy John, Review Tech USA, all these different people, Mischief, and it all started because of a silly little video game and a difference of opinion about a video game. I don't think it's exaggeration at all to see that the guy had some temper issues. There, I always personally felt when Quantum released the phone call that he had between him and the Act Man's mother, that was intimidation. That he was trying to intimidate Act Man's mother. So like I said, this deal here, of course, and always we have to say, you're innocent until proven guilty, and here in the States. So he will have his day in court, and it very well could be that whoever the person that he was involved in this altercation with, guys, they can drop the charges, they can refuse to testify, they can do a lot of things to where this just goes away, it just disappears. I know a lot of people are probably tickled pink over this, and think, haha, he's getting his comeuppance and so forth. And while I'm not a Quantum TV fan, and I think the guy's a grade A asshole, we have to remember at the end of the day that there is a family here involved, right? He has a wife. I don't know if he has any children or not, but there is definitely a wife involved. And it is always said, I don't care who it is, that a relationship or whatever gets to this point to where it goes to violence. So I hope that Quantum, I don't know, gets a wake-up call. Maybe this is a wake-up call for him. Maybe he'll get some issues, or get some help with his issues. I think. So anyway, but here, yeah, Russ details obstructing Henry. Yeah. So anyway, Mr. Quantum, and that's only been 10 days ago. I tell you what, I really don't know. Free Quantum TV. Shut up, Joy. You're still lusting after my body. That you ain't never going to get, by the way. You ain't never going to get it, right? It was his wife, and she refused to press charges. That's why he's only charged with obstruction. Okay. Well, thanks for that information, Rainbow Tweety. Of course, it's your tweet that I'm referencing here. I know a lot of states have actually put in laws now to where when law enforcement shows up on the scene, if they get called out to a situation where there's domestic violence, if they see any type of evidence such as bruising, split lip, bloody nose, anything like that, scratches, red marks where maybe someone got slapped or whatever, they automatically have to arrest. They don't have a choice. The other person does not necessarily have to, the victim of the domestic violence does not have to press charges. They put stuff in there, laws into place to protect, because a lot of times, like in this case, if Rainbow Tweety is correct, if it was his wife and she is the victim of domestic violence, a lot of times victims in that situation are afraid. They are afraid to fill it out, because they know that eventually that their abuser. Again, remember, I'm all going to say this is all allegedly. This is just what is being put out as far as news reports. So he doesn't try to come after me. But I know a lot of times victims of abuse, domestic violence like that, won't press charges because they know that their abuser will get out. They will get out on bond, and they'll come home and they're afraid that it'll be 10 times worse. Okay, you say it's on that she failed to Look at here. Let me pull this back up here. I'm not seeing active felony speedy trial. No. The fear of the abuser is greater than the law sometimes. Exactly, Zali. Exactly. Okay, here we go. It says on April 14th at 10:40 hours. That's like 10:40 in the morning. That's early, or not early, but I mean that's anyway. Committed the offense of FSS 914.22, obstructing justice and hindering with communication info to by using his hands to intentionally deprive the victim, identified as from calling law enforcement by snatching her phone out of her hands. This offense was subsequent to attempting to move funds from her bank account, attempted to use a cell phone moments later, but deprived her from using his phone as well. Informed that she was going to call law enforcement, but he did not provide her with her cell phone, but refused to comply. Sustained small lacerations on her hands, as well as a result of this incident, refused to complete a sworn written statement and the domestic violence paperwork. Note, there were no other forms of telecommunications for the victim to use in the residence. In an effort to call law enforcement, the victim reported to calling law enforcement from a leasing office. Blank are married and reside together as a family. So there you go. Thank you for this Rainbow Twitty. I appreciate that information. Again, like I said, I don't want to just stick my neck out on the line or whatever, but historically, when there is a situation where there is domestic violence in the house, it is not a one-time event. And it sounds like to me, he was trying to take money out of her account. So, why? If it's her money, whatever. It's obvious that freaking Quantum you need help, dude. You just I don't know if it's anger issues. I don't know what your problem is. I don't know. Let's just take a quick look at something right quick, guys. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, so, back here, he's getting 30,000 views, 41,000, 20,000, 13, 37, 34. So, he was getting 20, 30, 1,000 views, 230, of course, when he was in the big thing with the Act Man. And now we look up here, and now he's getting, a half of what his normal views were. Maybe his paycheck may have fell off, guys, and maybe that's why he was upset. He didn't want her spending money because he's not, able to, not making that money like he used to. I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess. Shit, I don't know. Just kind of recapping real quick. Hopefully Quantum can get things in order. Hopefully he can get things kind of squared away. I hope that he doesn't look real tickled here in this picture. And, honestly, I don't know. I try to be a sympathetic person. I really do. But I just can't find any sympathy in my heart for this dude. I really just can't.